Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26 of the Sister Love Squadcast. Tonight, we will be talking about the book and the movies based on And Then There Were None
by Agatha Christie. JLee is a major Agatha Christie fan. She's been reading a lot of her books, and it kind of scares the rest of us.
Especially Shelly. She says that quite often, that it really disturbs
A little bit disturbing. Well, because have you taken a break in your fiction reading? Have you taken a break from Agatha Christie?
Yeah, I usually read an Agatha Christie book like every other.
Okay.
Right now, it's kind of wonky. I'm reading Endless Night by her and David Balfour by Robert Louis Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because, like, when we have a gig far away, I can't take the David Balfour book with me because it's so old. It's like from 1900 or something like that. So I don't want to take it in the car with me. My Agatha Christie one is newer.
I'm reading like 4 books right now, so
So
it's not
through the month of
too
October,
bad.
we watched 4 different versions
Yes.
of this movie, or the book.
Almost
adaptation.
every version.
It's
We
been
just
interesting.
didn't do the foreign ones that you'd have to watch subtitles for, and then the newest one because they don't have clear play for it.
We were scared to watch the new one.
Well, I looked it up. They said it's pretty gory.
Yeah, I don't.
And you don't have to do that. You can do it much more tactful.
That's what I'm saying. you know.
Yeah.
When was the new one?
2015, I want to say Aidan Turner plays Lombard in it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know,
That's
it
how
makes
they
me
got
want to
people
watch
to
it, right?
watch
It's technically a mini-series.
Oh.
The dumb
way they
thing
put it.
about making it so gory is it's almost scarier when it's more psychological and silhouettes
I agree.
versus just out and out blatant.
Leave it mysterious.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't read the book or watched the movies, I'm going to warn we are going to give spoilers. So if you do not want to hear spoilers, go listen to our past episodes and not this one. And then go watch the movies, read the book, and listen. So, because we don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there are some key points that we'd like to discuss on the ending of it. So just to get some background on the book, it had several name changes. The most famous title right now is And Then There Were None. Second famous would probably be 10 Little Indians. You heard that a lot. Those are both titles that were used for the movies. The book was published in 1939, and it actually is the world's best-selling mystery novel. And it's the 7th best-selling title, even above reference books and everything.
Wow.
So it got great reviews when it was first released, and it was written because a friend of Agatha Christie's gave her the poem that is used in it and challenged her to write a mystery using that poem. And she loved the challenge. She loved having something like that she said to write it without making it sound basically dorky.
Or predictable.
Right. You can't be predictable, but you also can't make it sound ridiculous that many people are getting killed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So to do that was a major challenge for her, and she was very satisfied with how it turned out.
I think that she should be.
Yeah.
One thing that we noticed with the movies is all of them took after the play adaptation, which she did adapt for stage. She changed the ending. So the book and the play and the movies do differ in that sense.
What amazed me about that is she still stuck to the poem because there is also an alternate version of the poem.
And that alternate version is mentioned in the book.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to give too much away about the ending right now. We'll get to that when we watch the ending scenes. But I think the first one we're going to look at is when all 10 guests meet each other at the mansion. All right. So the 3 versions that we watched was 1945 and 1965. And then I think it was 1974 and 1989.
Those are 4 versions you said, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 versions.
So for the scene to talk about first, when they first meet and when the indictments happen, what are people's thoughts on how they handled each one?
So I think the most suspenseful, even overall whole movie, is the 1945 version. And I think one of the key factors in that is the fact they have the tune so clear to the 10 Little Indians song.
I could see that because then they can use it throughout, and every time it comes up, it causes suspense.
Yeah.
This scene with the indictment
Mm-hmm.
is probably one of the most standout in the movie.
It's most important, yeah.
I personally have not read the book.
Mm-hmm.
This is the scene that sets everything up. In the first one,
Mm-hmm.
I love all the actors in the first one, actually.
Mhm.
You know, I had to go back and think about that. But I did like the casting.
Well, it's because all the actors are so distinctive.
Yes.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
get in all the other ones, somehow we lose, that character actor type of person. They
Yep.
have to all be kind of the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I mean, there's a few like in the one with Hugh O'Brien, but there's nothing distinctive.
No.
I understand what you're saying there, yeah.
I have to say that the Hugh O'Brien was a close second, even in this scene for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that in the first one, there's more dialogue, even.
Yep.
There is.
You had
there
to
is.
really watch it and listen because a lot more details were given in their conversation.
So what's that say about the audiences?
That's what I thought.
I know in fact the farther down the line you get to the end one, there's no character development at all.
Right.
It almost seems like they expect you to know the book,
Already know the
Mhm.
story, yeah.
and yeah,
I could
and it has to go fast. It seems like it has to go through it
Yeah.
a lot more quickly to keep the attention.
Yeah,
Mhm.
versus the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing, I always kind of feel bad for the guy who plays the kind of playboy guy who dies first.
He's the entertainer.
Yeah, okay. I always feel bad for him because in the last three, he has such a small role. In the first one, he does get a chance to actually establish his character, and he gets more screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have to say that. He did have more dialogue, like we're saying, and
Mhm.
he had more chance to develop the character. What? I'd like to know.
So from the book,
Mhm.
I disagree with his casting.
In the first movie?
Yes.
'Kay.
Because he is supposed to be a young, carefree guy, more like in 1965 when they cast Fabian, or even in the 80s one. The one from the 70s, he didn't really stand out to me who they cast.
He was kind of like the guy from the 1945. He had this
now I remember.
long song that I don't even know if it was in English.
Yes, he was a French singer,
Okay.
and it was in English. I do
Right, in the
remember that.
1974 version. I would say that the 1980s version and the 1965 version had the best Marston. The best of that character.
Go ahead.
According to the book. Because he's supposed to be young and irresponsible.
I don't even remember the 1980s one.
He was the pilot.
He was very unmemorable, though.
Yeah.
But he still had that attitude, that kind of devil may care attitude.
I can see where you're coming from with his look and
Mhm.
his actions with what they gave him.
Mhm.
I mean, I have my own thoughts on the 1989 one. I thought it was a little bit of a mess. That was just me watching
Yeah.
it compared to the others. But he really didn't make an impact on me.
Well, I think part of that is because he didn't sing the song, which I thought was kind of weird because he did sing a song,
Yeah, true.
but I think he should have sang the Tin Little Indian song.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So one thing that we should probably mention is the 1945 version is probably the closest to the book. As far as the setting and a lot of the script. The 1965 and 1974 versions, Agatha Christie herself hated. She thought they took way too many liberties with the story and rearranged it too much. Now, she died before the 1989 version came out, but it did follow the book a little bit more closely as far as the way they handled everybody's character.
From what I've heard, that's true. One thing I know you didn't like the casting for this. What's his last name?
Well, it's Marston in the book, but
Marston.
he has a Russian last name on this.
But I almost liked his portrayal better than even all three of the other guys, because with all three of the other guys, there was a sense of regret. From what you've read me in the book, this guy doesn't even care about what he did. And this guy, you saw it, he didn't even remember what the guy was talking about. Then he remembered that his license was taken away. That made him sad. And then when he remembered when someone asked what happened to the couple, he was like, oh, I ran over them. Beastly bad luck. And he was over it.
See, this is an acting thing to me. To me, it was almost like the way he betrayed it. It was like he wasn't wanting to admit it. You know what I mean? Like oh yeah, I remember now. Rather than the character just in the others and all the others comes out and it's just like, well, it's true for me. Which gives across that flippant attitude.
I gotta say, my favorite of that character was Fabian.
He did handle it pretty well. And this is me, but I think the 1945 version, I thought his death was a little bit over the top.
That actually is the only part of his whole performance that I thought was a little over the top. But I'm torn. I'm really torn because that scene made an impact on me in the Hugh O'Brien version, the 1965, right? 5 version. Fabian did it very well. But the point that Elsie is bringing up, I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm kind of torn. It gives you two different flavors. But if you look at, I wish I knew the actor's name. Who is the actor in this first?
I have it.
1945.
I don't know if I could pronounce it. Let's see. He was on quite a bit, actually. He was on all sorts of stuff. Mishkaur. Okay. It's Mischauer. Just call him Marston.
Okay.
Because that's the book name.
Well, the 1945 portrayal of Marston, I thought you're saying he was devil may care and he had a flippant attitude about it. I thought that actually came across more in the first one. Because I agree somewhat with what Elsie's saying on Fabian came off kind of crazy about it, but he did have a little more remorse. I felt like Fabian had a flavor of, yeah, it's too bad these guys died. This guy, yes, he was probably hiding the fact that he was scared, and that's why he was acting over the top. Plus, he was drinking heavily. But I liked his whole dynamic of going between, yes, it's true, I'm admitting it. And then all they did was take my license away. Oh, I don't know. I ran over somebody. You know, I liked that aspect of it. How he delivered the lines.
It really impacted me how he wasn't crazy distraught, but he was like, it was like slowly coming back to him. Like he had forgotten about it.
Right.
He honestly had forgotten about it, and then he remembered how it felt when they took his license away. He remembered the consequence. And then he's like, oh yeah, that's what happens. So they took it away.
Yeah. I think he was too old. He needs to be a younger character. And that's from reading the book.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just going off of the movies, then I can see that.
Whose version did you prefer?
Fabian.
You liked Fabian the best?
Yep. I thought this guy was a little bit cavalier. I don't know. Maybe that's what you said he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be more young and irresponsible, and like he got off the hook because somebody bailed him out of it. You know what I mean? Like they got him out of it.
And the other two movies, I don't even remember the actor, so he didn't impress me.
To be honest, I don't remember the one 1974.
Yeah, with Oliver Reed.
I don't remember that guy in that.
Yeah, he dressed kind of like the guy from Laredo, the Frenchman from Laredo that came on. He was a shorter, smaller guy. But I wasn't big on his portrayal. The one that I will critique is I did not like in 1945 the person reading the indictments.
Oh, I had an interesting thought on that too. I think I kind of agree with you.
He rushed it.
It didn't build up as much suspense. The only thing that it did do is it gave the actors more opportunity to react. Like, I felt like with the other records, when they had more of a daunting and kind of like, okay, this is the indictment on all of you. Well, of course you're going to be scared. The one thing about this is with him being matter-of-fact, reading through it quickly, each individual tipped their hand with their expression. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah, it still was too rushed because I think they almost could have had more reaction if he would have slowed down.
yeah, I suppose it could be. And I liked the version because I thought that at first, and I thought, okay, let me look at it from both sides. Yes, I prefer a little bit more expression in the reading of the record. It makes it spookier. It sets you up for it more. But it was cool to see with him not putting expression in it, how the actors took that and gave you what they were feeling inside.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
exactly. Yeah, I thought the actors did a good job in the reaction to it.
They didn't have time to cover up what their reaction was.
In the 1974 version, we're letting spoilers out, right?
Yes.
Okay. I really didn't like what is the woman's name?
Which one?
The one that ends up with Oliver Reed.
Go with Vera Claythorne because that's from the book.
Okay. Vera Claythorne, I didn't like her reaction. I thought it was over the top.
In 1974?
In 1974.
I do remember
Did
that.
she kind of threw a fit, didn't she?
She put her whole hand in her mouth and started like, yeah.
Oh, I remember that stuck out to me.
Yeah, it really did.
It was interesting direction on that one.
This was the one that I wasn't here, but you're saying what happened was after he died, she did that?
No, after she got her indictment.
The indictment when they
Oh, okay.
the
It
accusations.
didn't seem natural. Yeah.
Fun fact on the 1965 version, actually the voice on the record is Christopher Lee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sour
Okay.
Man?
Yep. Saruman.
We just watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but I'm like, that is a good voice to choose to
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah.
If you're going for that.
One thing about the 1974, and I'm just gonna get it out, it wasn't my favorite. I do have some things I did like about it, but it wasn't my favorite version. The women all looked alike on that one.
That did get confusing, and that with your comment on the distinctiveness in the 1945 version, each face even looked so distinctive.
Yep.
You know, and the way they carry themselves so distinctive. I do agree in the 1974 when things started blurring, and I'm like, is this woman or is this woman?
And I wonder if some of that is because in the 1974 version, I don't think in the 1980 version, but they were trying to portray a certain time instead of doing it in modern day. And in that, you tend to give people stereotypical looks.
Maybe.
I mean, if you notice in 1974, like all the women were like blonde and had a specific hairdo, and that's what got confusing.
Yeah.
Now, in the 1964 or 1965, weren't they doing it modern day? I'm trying to remember
they
now.
did
Yes,
in
they were.
1965.
They did, yes.
And they set it in the Alps instead of on
That's
an
why I
island.
liked that one.
I actually did like that, and it was the only one that pulled it off well.
Yeah, the safari didn't quite work. The 1989 version is based on a safari.
Safari was dumb.
They
I
had
agree.
to over-explain a lot of stuff.
It didn't work with the desert either, really.
At the desert hotel, yeah, Agatha Christie really didn't like that.
Well,
No.
what I didn't like about
That was
with
the 1974 version. They set it in a desert hotel.
What I didn't like about the 1989 one
Mm-hmm.
is they were all wanting to go to this. They're all expecting probably to go to this hotel, not hotel, but not to be intense.
No, they knew that they were going on a safari.
But that's what didn't work. It
Right,
has
right.
to be a house.
It
Yes,
does. It
that-
really
that's-
does.
Yeah.
'Cause the-
Everybody in their own
yeah.
tent. I mean, you could have ran into the bush. You might have still died, but it felt like there was nothing containing you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching the 1945 version, though, and this is interesting that it was Agatha Christie's favorite, because one thing I have to say, and this is not good or bad on either way, you watch the 1945 version and you watch the 1965 version. One is distinctly British and one is distinctly American
Yeah, I
in
could
its
see that.
approach.
The 1945 one was just more suspenseful.
Yes.
Maybe because it was in black and white too. I don't know.
Also, was the 64.
Was the 64?
Yeah,
one?
64 was in black and white.
Oh yeah, that's right. The 64 one, I thought the character of I don't know the names of the people.
I'll help you out if you tell me which one you're talking about.
The couple.
Okay.
Oh,
The
the
maid.
Hugh Lombard and
No, the maiden.
The
Oh,
maid
the
and
maid and
butler.
butler.
Oh,
No, this one.
Hugh Lombard and Vera Claythorne,
Yeah.
which was Hugh O'Brien and what is her name?
Well, I can give you the actors. I thought you wanted to know the names of the characters.
Well, it might be good for reference, but if you say Hugh O'Brien plays Hugh Lombard.
Uh-huh.
And Shirley Eaton. She was a Bond girl.
Oh. I thought they made the better connection.
Yes. I thought they had
All
the
the-
best chemistry.
Right.
I agree.
yeah.
But, Hugh O'Brien, the one thing about his character versus the rest of them, well, maybe Stallone's brother, but you just can't make Hugh O'Brien the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew he wasn't going to be.
Yeah, Frank
he
Stallone
said.
played that character in 1989. And he a little bit has that face, too, that it's like even more so than Sly. It's
Right.
like you really can't be the mean one.
Yeah, so
No, like he wouldn't have been the one who did what he said. There must be something else to it.
Yeah.
Other than that, the guy in 45, he looked like he could have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't like, not that he didn't do a good acting job, but I didn't like their chemistry as well.
In which one?
The 1945 one.
Between the two?
Well,
And I felt like in the 1989 version, it was thrown together, their relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was
Yes.
forced because it had to happen.
But the one thing in the 45 about the relationship, yes, Hugh O'Brien and the actress Shirley Eaton had good chemistry and developed those characters well. But with the element of, in 1945, the Hugh Lombard character, you're right. You never knew if you could really trust him.
Right.
And that built a nice tension, too. So I felt like between those two, it almost gave a great progression of, I want to like you. Should I like you? Can I like you? There was a little bit more of that.
Yep. And it gave more suspense at the end with the scene where you hear the gunshot. Did she actually shoot him? I'm going to say right now that the 1945 has the most suspense.
I already said that.
Well, I'll repeat it because I agree with it.
Yeah, well,
The hard thing with that is I wish I could wipe my memory of the 1945 version and watch the 1965 version, then wipe that away and watch the 1974. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
You're not expecting anything.
I understand that, but even we watched a little bit of the 1945 version to refresh our memory because it's been a while. Even watching just that clip, yeah, gets me a little jittery, more so than just watching a clip of the other ones. I don't know what it is, like, a lot of, it's the lighting, too, they used, I think. Because even the Hugh O'Brien one, the rooms look lighter.
I'm telling you, it's because we've lost the, what's the word I want? The mystique or the, of the character actor.
Yeah.
You watch some of the, and even into the 70s, you got
Walter Brennan.
Walter Brennan. I mean, he didn't care if his teeth were, all pristine,
Right.
or, yeah, in fact, did he wear teeth sometimes,
Yeah.
Ma Kettle and who's the one who's the favorite actress? We just love her. She's in White Christmas.
Mary Wicks?
Mary Wicks. I
Oh
mean,
my
Mary
goodness,
Wicks.
yes.
And they've lost that.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same, and you can see it progressively happening. And I don't know, they don't always look exactly the same, but I don't know what they did to them.
I don't know. See, that's kind of hard for me because I know what you're saying because we've gotten to the point where you do have to have a specific model and you have to be able to agree to anything for anybody to hire you. But in the movie world. But I mean, the 60s and 70s still had that.
That's what she said.
Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat, you know.
Up and comings started to become more cookie cutter.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, once the older people that had, I mean, you know, like John Wayne and those started to shuffle off this mortal coil, you know, they didn't replace them with it. Who did you have?
Right.
You know, the closest is Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, and I don't know why he
Yeah.
popped in my head, but I'm going to say Harrison Ford.
Well,
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say there was a few, you know what I mean? I feel like some of the actors in Star
The
Wars.
only one, and character actor means they kind of play the same character and everything.
No, they're just not. They have a certain quality that is just like everyday people, I guess. You know, they can,
Okay.
you know, like Jack Elam.
Yeah.
You know, he could play comedy and he could play, you know, bad guy very well.
I'm going to say probably one of the most recent character actors would be Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, I have to admit, can play just about anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm not saying they're not out there.
Yeah.
It's just, it seems like they've all been trained or schooled on how to act. Whereas, you know, these other people, like the ones on the 45, they could have came up through the, you know, they had to learn your craft as you were working rather than go to school.
Right. And like
True.
Barry Fitzgerald, who plays the judge on the 1945 version, he was in all sorts of stuff. He was in Seawolf, Bringing Up Baby, Quiet Man, How Green Was My Valley.
He was funny in Quiet Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played all sorts of things. And, well, like we were saying, Mr. Rogers, the butler on that, is the caterpillar on Alice in Wonderland, and Max in Sound of Music.
I couldn't believe that one.
Absolutely threw me.
Because did you notice the way he did the caterpillar voice
Yep.
on this, but he does not do that on Sound of Music.
No, he doesn't. No, not at all.
No.
So it was something he developed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave him that like snobby kind of butler attitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. I loved it.
One thing with the 1945 version, and I compare it a lot to the 65 version because those are my two favorites. The 45 one, everybody there is guilty and creepy, in my opinion.
In 45?
There's
Yes.
there's
Yes.
definitely a creepiness about every single person.
You don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the 65, everybody seems innocent.
Yeah.
They did kind of go more that approach. I could
I
see
definitely
it
could see
being
that.
a complete opposite.
Because the judge is, and this really
Right.
threw me, is Pickering from My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
I know.
I know, and he has such, he has such an innocence about him that to cast
Really?
him as the judge was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of remember, kind of forgot, but the pool scene with him was my favorite.
The billiards scene where he makes an alliance with the doctor.
Yep.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite. I judge all the movies kind of off of, the indictment scene and off of the billiard scene.
Mm-hmm.
I still like the 1945 billiard scene the best. There was just something about that doctor, the actor for the doctor, that got completely taken in by the judge.
Oh, he was great. Like, he had that innocent fear. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
because he's the one out of a lot of them that had a conscience about what he did.
Yeah, and seemed less creepy.
Yes. He had more of an innocence about him, and he was so afraid that he was willing to trust somebody.
That's the one thing I honestly have to say, because I did not know who did it when I watched the 1945 one.
Originally, yeah.
Yes. Even, okay, what's his name?
Barry Fitzgerald.
Barry Fitzgerald, who played the judge, he can go either way.
Yeah.
with the roles that he plays. Sometimes he is kind of a creepy stinker, and sometimes he's a lovable guy.
Yep.
So, yeah, I wasn't expecting him, but he still did have a contrast. I didn't know quite what was happening in that scene with the billiards. Because you're right, the doctor had such an innocent, like, oh, yeah, this will be how we'll catch him. You know what I mean? He was completely taken in. And I knew that the other actor, it's like he came off like, you could be conniving, but I kind of assumed maybe he was doing it just to save his own skin.
Right. And that happened in the book because you know that he's a judge. So you're like, okay, he is just doing his job and trying to look at the facts and get everything together and figure out what's going on. But in actuality, he's leading people along.
Right.
Because he's the one that brings up, well, he's not here, so one of us is Mr. Owen.
Yeah.
So he gives them the answers all throughout it by talking like it's somebody else.
Yeah. One thing, I'm not sure if this happens in the other versions. One thing I noticed is the general picked up the record from the record player and he threw it on the ground. It rolled and hit the judge's foot and he picked it up.
In the 1945.
Yes.
Now, maybe you guys will remember, I can't remember because we watched so many versions, but the 45 version and the 89 version, both, it was a neat thing I thought they left in, both said what the record was called. Did the
Yes.
65 and the 74?
I'm not sure it did.
I know the 74 didn't, and I don't think the
I don't
65
think the
did.
65 did either.
Yeah,
It's called Swan
it's
Song.
called Swan Song.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat that that's in the book and the fact that they left that in.
And in the 45 version, it was Ewan Owen, which they interpreted as unknown. I don't remember in any of the other movies them saying
every
that.
single
every
one of
single
them.
one.
Every
Every
Well,
single
then
one.
I was
one,
just
yep.
oblivious. I don't
Because
know.
they normally say, by stretch of the imagination, that could be unknown.
Right, which is a line from the book. But the billiard scene, I thought most of them did a good job. That was one of the ones, though, where the 89 one really failed. Like, it was really dumb. I'm sorry.
They had
the
to
way
do
they
croquet.
Did it.
They
They had to
were
do croquet,
outside.
and I didn't even pick up any of that conversation.
Me neither.
Me
didn't
neither.
get-
I missed that scene.
That was supposed to be the billiard scene?
Yes. If I didn't know the story, I would not have known that they went into alliance with each other.
Okay, I thought I was the only one. I was working on top 10, getting the links for you. So I kind of missed that scene. I thought that's just because I was working on something.
No, they didn't make it clear at all.
In the 1974 version, they made it so obvious for me in the camera angles.
That is key. They
Beca-
didn't do that in the 1945 version.
Or 65.
Or 65. Or I will give the 1989 version that. They did very well on not tipping the hand as to who it was.
Yes.
You
They
didn't
gave
expect
every
it.
single person the same amount of camera angles, the same amount of shots, and the same amount of guilt.
Because the 89 version almost left you wondering if, not left you, but kept you
By the end,
wondering if it was actually going to end the same way as the book.
if they were going to play it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is the judge character seemed so much in the background that you almost forgot about him, which was a different angle for taking your attention off the judge.
The 1989 one with the servants
Yes,
Yes.
was a fail.
that didn't work.
Yes.
I was going to say that.
The fact that they said that they won a safari and where all of a sudden he's cooking for everybody, it didn't work.
No.
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 Though I honestly think that the movie could have been a good movie. I might have even liked it as much as the 1965 version if they had a house.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know why they did the safari thing.
Even if they wanted to have it in Africa,
Mm,
put it in a house.
yeah. That confused me.
A comment that I remember you making on the 1974 one when we were watching it. It was the first one, at least that we watched, that was in color.
Yes.
And the house was too inviting.
I know, I wanted to live in that house. It was technically a hotel in that.
Do you remember that? It was too, the colors and everything. There was nothing about the house that was scary enough.
Well, and it was too big.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be a mansion. It's supposed to be a big house, but that's too big. You can't tell me that those 8 people were able to search the whole thing, so they knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that there was nobody else there but them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's another point about the 1989 version.
I thought that too. I'm like, you
are outdoors.
Right, you can search the wilderness so far, but maybe you miss something and maybe they're flying in and,
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question from every single version, and maybe the book explains this. Who recorded the message?
It's supposed to be the judge, or is it the guy who hires him? Because remember, the guy in the boat is in the book. He's technically one of the victims in the book. The judge doesn't count himself as a victim. The guy in the boat was hired by the judge to get everybody together, to get everybody to come to the island.
Okay, so the judge counts himself as a victim in reference to the rhyme. But he still needed to kill 10 people.
Yeah.
So he killed his agent that he hired to get everybody together.
Yeah. He doesn't count killing himself as a murder.
Right. In the book, he had somebody helping him prep everything without telling him what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He just thought that he was getting together a house party. So
maybe he recorded it.
Right.
That's just something I
Right.
thought was interesting in each one because that popped in my head. I'm like, well, it's obviously now we know somebody that's in this house, but he had to have somebody record this message. And if I'd have been the person recording the message, I'd have been like, what is this for? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He could have disguised his voice too and recorded it.
Could have. Yeah.
I mean, they don't know him that well that they'd recognize his voice.
True.
But what do you think about the different indictments? Because sometimes they follow the book, sometimes they do different storylines. So the ones they mainly change are Lombard's and Claymore. Is Claymore her last name? Vera?
Claythorne.
Claythorne. The book is that he deserted some African soldiers, right?
Yeah, there was, in the book, Philip Lombard, and he is Philip Lombard. He isn't using an alias of his friend. He's just been a shady guy all around, and he's been on some scandals and done some things that maybe secret agent-ish stuff, that it isn't just the abandoning of the tribal soldiers that he should have been charged with.
Yeah. So there's that indictment, or there's the one where he got the girl in trouble and killed her, then of course the friend killed himself. But, the indictment is that he got the girl in trouble and then he killed her.
That's on
That
the
one's
first
on
one, the 45 one.
No, it's the soldiers. It's the
Yeah, that's
Tribal
the soldiers.
soldiers.
Oh, it is, yeah. No, so it was the 65 one. That did that.
65 and 74. 89
Yeah.
said the soldiers again.
Yeah. I think the only indictment that disturbed me that I thought was another fail, and let's see if everybody agrees, was Claythorne in the 1989 and the little boy story.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That is the one from the book. So in the book, Vera Claythorne
Sorry, Agatha Christie.
was a governess. And she was in charge of this boy. She ended up falling in love. I can't remember exactly how he was connected, but she fell in love with Hugo, who was related to the family of this boy. And Hugo would have inherited the estate had this boy not been born. She was his governess, and he was kind of a sickly kid anyway, and a little bit spoiled. And he was always bugging her to go swim out on the lake to the rock, and one day she just let him go. And he drowned. So that was actually the proper indictment for her. I didn't think it was explained very well in the 1989 version. Like, all she said was, it was an accident, but you never really proved that it was.
She said,
see.
all she said, it was an accident. I was watching him swim, and then someone called me, and in that split second, he drowned.
Right, because in the book, the judge is very justified in everything that he accuses people of. He has the full story.
But because in the movie they want to do the alternate version, which I think is wise, like she did for stage, you can't really have those two indictments against those people. Because they get away. I mean, somebody who knowingly murders a child like that, it's like you're not going to feel bad for her.
And here's the thing that's neat about the book, the progression of the murders. And it happens somewhat in the movie too, but he chose who died based on how grievous their crime was. So Vera Claythorne is the last he chooses to die. Now, it could have been Lombard because she got the gun, but he was sure that she would be the one because he thought hers was the most egregious, mainly because she got away with it so clean to the point where the boy's family were very sweet to her and thought it was an accident. And the guy that she was in love with hated it, but was actually still in love with her.
Yeah, because he cared about the boy.
The judge met Hugo, the guy she was in love with, on a train, and Hugo was drunk and just kind of spilled the whole story to him. That's how he found out about Vera. I feel like the one where Lombard got the girl in trouble works more for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Agatha Christie might not agree with me, but I do think so because it does set up more of a reservation between the two of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he killed the last woman he was with.
Yeah, and do you just do that and then leave him?
And he'll never flat out deny it. That's the thing. He won't say, yeah, I did it, but he won't deny it.
Mm-hmm. And hers, I think, is better, too, because both of them are falsely accused. And it's someone
Right.
they knew was actually the one who...
Right.
I liked that better, where it was that she was taking the guilt for her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I
thought
don't
that
know
played
that
out better.
Agatha Christie didn't change that for the play.
Yeah.
I've never read the actual play script, so I don't know if she changed the indictments there.
I don't think you probably did because that one was the one that said it was based on the play.
Oh, the 1989 one?
Yeah.
Okay, the last scene in the 1945. Was that played out like in the 1970?
I liked the 74 one.
Yeah. I like the 74 one too because of the surprise of it.
Yes. So, I think the 74 movie did not... What is his name? What is the actor's name?
Hugh O'Brien.
No,
the-
74.
Oh, 74.
The one with the guy from Jurassic Park. I think
Yeah.
the direction did not give that actor it didn't do his acting justice because I think he could have done the role a lot better because he can be a jovial guy and not be so mysterious because, I mean, how is he in Jurassic Park? He's just a really nice guy. But his last scene, I think, was one of my favorites of the last scenes. I think his acting, that was the time when he could actually act and to the fullest he wanted to.
Richard Attenborough.
Yeah.
I personally liked... Now, I gotta say I really liked the last scene in 1989. I did like that one. That was probably the best scene of the movie to me. Because they had it set up where you didn't know if she was gonna die. You didn't know if he was dead. Because it was drug out so long that there's no possible way it could be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. That was pretty intense, I'll admit that.
But
They did make it that the gun actually did go off and nick him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she might have even thought he was dead. In the other ones, they conspired together and were going to catch who it was and acted like she shot him, is what I always understood.
Yeah.
Well, with the Hugh O'Brien one, 1965, you kind of did
Think.
think because the angle they had it.
Well, based on, she did, okay, so what was her name? Shirley Eaton did a good job of her walking up the stairs to the room because that was exactly like it described it in the book. She walks up the stairs, she drops the gun on the stairs, isn't even thinking, walks into the room, and there's the noose.
Yes, and in the book, she doesn't see the judge. She never knows who it was.
Right, but she's also overcome with guilt and everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be because she actually is guilty.
Yeah. I think that, yes, the ending on 1989 was good. On Stallone and the girl's part. The judge, I still think, was kind of lackluster.
Okay, but how do they explain the... See, I just didn't like the 1989. I wasn't paying that much attention, I guess.
That's how I was with 1974.
Oh, yeah. How are they going to explain they didn't kill everybody?
Well, I thought that one actually explained that connection the best, except for the 1945 version. 1945 version, they do the whole thing where they're out, they're fighting, they're going, you or him, no, you're him. You hear the gunshot, but you're back at the house and you see somebody playing billiards. And then it zooms back and it's the judge, and she walks in and sees the judge. And then the judge explains the whole thing to her.
And the noose is in the billiard room.
Yeah. And he ends up taking his, poison, and then in runs Philip with the police.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the 1945 one ends. Okay. The 1989 one I thought had a little bit more, so this is how it's going to be explained, because the Philip or Hugh character, which was Frank Stallone, had an established relationship with the tour people and the police of the area because he was a safari guide. So they would have believed him in his testimony.
How do they know he didn't just go wacko?
There is that.
One too many bites of the tsetse fly.
But that's the only hole that is left, unless they can find a confession. That's how they should have done it in every single one of them. Because in the book, that's how you find out exactly what happened. Says that a bottle with a message in it washed out or was caught by a fisherman. And it's the whole confession of the judge. And the judge basically says, I was going to leave it unsolved, but I found that you have to tell somebody. So I'm thrown out into the sea, and if somebody finds it, somebody finds it. Mm-hmm. It might go unsolved, it might not. They should have had a written confession from the judge that they found.
Mm-hmm. And the difference between the 1945 and 1965 ending with the judge is, I think the 1945 judge is a little bit insane. Okay? And not that everybody didn't have to be insane to commit 10 murders. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be a little wacko. But he portrays it more insane. The 1965 one portrays it satisfied.
But what's more insane?
Well, I'm not saying that one is more crazy than the other. I'm not. But the portrayal of it, it's just a demeanor of insanity. You know what I mean?
She's comparing the actor's portrayal of it. Because in the book, it's just in his confession letter, he says, I've always known that I've basically had a screw loose. It's like I've always liked to kill things, but I also had a high sense of justice. So I couldn't just kill something that was innocent.
Yeah. So, because you just read me the letter earlier. He would kill, wasps and, pests.
Right. But he wouldn't kill an innocent
Could have kept up on that.
Exterminator.
And then when he found out he was going to die, he's like, well, I'm going to bring justice to those that got away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Justifying his killing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I liked the 1974 judge, Colonel Pickering.
I did
that's
too.
65.
Why am I getting that mixed up all the time? The 65 one, I liked him.
I did too.
Because the ending is what I liked, is because he was a little bit smug.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I thought so.
Yeah.
And about the whole thing, like he got away with it. So when Hugh O'Brien walked in, it was like, oh, and he couldn't do anything about it because he'd already taken the poison.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when the satisfaction left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was when Hugh O'Brien walked in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Plus, the look on Hugh O'Brien's face was kind of epic.
Yeah.
It was.
It's
It was.
gotcha.
That's why I like that ending.
Yeah. Because even I really like his whole portrayal because,
Pickering's?
yes, because I didn't as much expect even something odd about him. You know what I mean?
No.
There's nothing odd about him through the whole thing. And I totally would have trusted him as the doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the doctor was more of a calm and normal,
I'm trying to think of who played the doctor in that one, because I know that
he wasn't as fussy as the other doctor.
No,
the other
Eliza
doctor was
Doolittle's
fussy.
dad played the detective, Blork.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But who played the doctor?
Stanley Holloway played the inspector. One thing, and I'm talking about the last scene of the 1974 one with Richard Attenborough. It was all on his face that you knew Oliver Reed had came in.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other ones you'll get a look of surprise from the judge, and it'll immediately go to Lombard. It'll show Lombard. Reveal that. It was completely his Richard Attenborough's face that you knew exactly what had happened.
His acting in it, I will say, was very good in the death scene. From a cinematography point of view, it's one over the other. It just depends on your preference. But you did see every emotion on his face when he died, and then Oliver Reed had walked in.
Yeah.
And they didn't pan back to show you that had happened until he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I think I missed part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but you still saw remorse on his face.
On Richard Attenborough's?
I kind of get what you're saying there. It was still like he was trying to justify it in his mind, which kind of makes sense with the guy from the book, because he said, "I've always been torn. I've always had contradicting personality."
I didn't get that it was remorse. I got that it was failure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got that too.
He was so mad that he failed.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
Because he was so satisfied that he got it all done just like he planned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was more angry when, instead of just like Pickering, which he's good too. He's more disappointed, and even the Barry Fitzgerald. It's a different
Does
kind
Barry
of failure.
Fitzgerald actually ever see him?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's right before he dies.
I will say I think Barry Fitzgerald dies a little bit more dignified
Mm-hmm.
than any of the rest of them.
Yeah.
He won't show any pain.
Doesn't Barry Fitzgerald say something like, "Oh well," at the end?
Yes.
Something like, "I guess it didn't work."
Yeah.
Kind of like
That's
that.
that's the insanity.
Right. That's what is good because this guy's creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pickering is still more disappointed that it didn't work. And then Richard Attenborough's mad.
Yeah.
The other guy in 1989 was just crazy insane, is what I got more.
But he died
underwhelming.
before. Yeah.
He did die before. He died before Frank Stallone came in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel two ways about that because I actually gasped when you saw her drop, and actually because it looked like she actually got hung. Because I didn't know if he caught her or not, or if they were going to end it that she dies.
And he comes in on it.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was alive at that point.
Yeah, but still, you didn't know because at the point where he died, the judge, that gave her no hope, really.
Right. Because she had, in the struggle for the gun, she had nicked him in the head, knocked him out. So I think she thought she killed him.
And there wasn't as much trust between those two as with the other movies.
Yeah.
In 1989, no. The other note of between the 65 and 74 version, and again, those two were the ones that Agatha Christie did not like, but they basically copied the script in 1974.
They did.
I mean, word for word. They almost didn't have anything original. They totally copied from the 1965 version.
There wasn't the chemistry between Robert Reed? No,
Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed. It wasn't Robert Reed. Oliver Reed and Elkie Summer, I believe it was.
No,
Wasn't
I
it
didn't
Elkie
get that there
Summers?
was
Yeah.
chemistry between really any of the cast.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. It was disjointed.
And that's important. The one thing about this story that is hard to portray, but if you can get it, then it's great, is that sense of we're in this together, but I can't trust you. Like you start trusting each other because you're trying to figure something out together, but then you realize, wait a minute, no, I can't trust you because I don't know which one is the one doing it.
One scene that I liked, and they had it in both, but I liked it better in Hugh O'Brien's, was when him and the girl are alone, and they're talking about basically having trust issues with each other, and he's like, well, you're here with me now. I could kill you right now. So why do you think I'm the person? And she's like, but we're not alone. And it shows. Is it the doctor?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, no, it's the inspector, isn't it?
Inspector on the balcony watching. She says nothing can happen when there's three.
Yeah. I mean, that is true. That scene does give you the sense of they're all spying on each other.
That's one thing I missed in all the other versions. They did it in 1945 and they did it in 1965. The connecting bathrooms.
Yes.
where they're looking through the keyholes and everybody's watching. That's an important scene, I feel like.
It is.
And they didn't do that in 74.
And they couldn't do it in 89.
Or tents. What are you going to do? The tent door? I don't know.
Connecting outhouses.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No, I really liked that scene because it built up the tension again.
Well, it gave that thing that of them not trusting each other or trying to
Right.
see who they could trust.
Yeah.
One part I loved in the Hugh O'Brien's, and they did it again in the 74, but I didn't like how Oliver Reed did it as much.
You just think Hugh O'Brien's cuter
Okay,
than Oliver
enough,
Reed. That's
enough.
all there is to it.
Was with the key when they lock the girl, Cawthorn, is that her name?
Claythorne.
Claythorn. We can't get her name right.
Vera, does that work better?
Vera. They lock her in her room, and he suggests, well, nobody should keep the key because then somebody could still get in. So they put it in the light, and then he does have.
Yeah,
the
they
key
have
still.
him put in the light.
Yeah,
But he doesn't actually put it in there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was well done.
Mm-hmm.
So what about this opinion? And this happens in the 1945 and the 1989 because those are scripted closest to the books. Do you like it better when they make the doctor go insane?
Not Dr. General.
General, go insane or not?
No,
No.
I don't know.
Well, there might be some. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
There might be somebody that would. He already had a tendency towards that.
Right.
He was already supposed to have some sort of brain kind of disorder thing that was making him go insane. This just pushed him to the limit.
Well, the guilt for one thing, because I don't remember if his crime was the same in the 1965 and 1974 version.
Mm-mm.
But in the book, he was friends with a soldier, and his wife was friends as well. But they were a lot better friends than he thought.
Mm-hmm.
And so he sent him right into the firing line.
What they did in the 65 and 74.
that's original.
What they did in the 65 and 74 is they kind of took Lombard's tribal soldiers
Mm-hmm.
and gave it to the general, from what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
He sent a bunch of men died needlessly at his hands because of a battle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made him a little bit more innocent, I felt like.
Yeah, I kind of liked him better with that. Yeah, I think I like it better with him kind of not trustworthy, but trustworthy. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, that adds... I think having him go crazy like in the 1945 one, you have to have things that kept adding chaos,
Right.
calming it down and bringing in chaos.
Right.
Where we do see, as much as we enjoyed the 65 version, it was calmer.
It
There was a
yeah.
little bit more calmness, and maybe it was because it was surrounded by snow. I don't know. Instead of this stormy,
Absolutely loved her
island.
coat.
Yes, I know. The clothes were great. But instead of the stormy, creepy island, that helped too. But with the character actors, with the way it was written, it just added more angst, more suspicion, and it spooked you till the very end.
Yeah.
And then it was okay.
I can't remember how they portrayed it as much in the 1945, but 1989, I think the general did do a good job. When after the first murder, he was going crazy. He was turning to Vera and calling her his wife's name. That's all from the book. But it shows that he had already had the guilt get to him to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Where he just was done.
This is 89 you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how it is in the book, too. He just goes off and sits until the end comes. Because he just can't take it.
What number is he?
I think he's 4. Let's see.
He does that in the
No,
40
he's 3. He's the third one to get killed because he'd stay there and then there were 7. He said he'd stay there.
Oh, yeah. When they're looking around the house. That's when he dies.
Yeah.
He's with the...
In the 1965 and 1974 version is when they're looking around the house.
Mm-hmm.
In the 1945 and the 1989 version, it's when they're looking around outside. Because the 1945, they look around the island. He goes and he sits and he ends up getting, knocked off the cliff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
that
has the
one stuck out.
conversation with Vera that, we're all going to die. So you might as well just sit and prepare for the end.
Honestly, I don't really remember the what's their last name? The maid and butler in the
Rogers.
65 version.
I don't think they were actually married in the 65 version.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
They
yeah.
were?
They were
There was
married in
one
all
that
of
it
them.
I
wasn't.
remember it because she died in the cable car.
That's
Yes.
right. Okay, now
Yep.
coming back.
That was pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
That was traumatic, but that really bothered me.
I know she's
'Cause
supposed
it
to die in
doesn't-
her sleep.
It doesn't
right?
match the poem.
Yeah.
It might have for that one.
They did change.
I don't think so, because that's one overslept. Did they just not say it?
No, they said something different.
Yeah.
Did they?
Like one tried to escape because how they portrayed it in 65 is she was going crazy and had to get out of there. She didn't want to be there in the first place.
Right.
So she tried to leave. Yeah, I think they had a different line.
Please get one. They had it in the 74 version too.
They changed a lot of the poem in the 74.
Yeah, because they had her choked in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
74
One wandered
version.
off.
Yes, one wandered off.
That's what
Yeah.
they used, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing that I think they did well in the 1945 version. And I'm trying to think. Not in the 1989 version. Maybe in the 1965 version. But I find that it was like they wouldn't keep the poem clear and keep reminding you as much as they probably should have throughout.
In the 89.
In all but the 45,
Well,
really.
even the
Yeah.
65, I had to keep asking, okay, what's going on here?
What's the next
Yes,
one?
exactly.
Now, Vera did do it a little bit in the 1989. She mentioned it a couple times.
So I think what they should have done, I really liked the song, it being sung in the beginning. I think what they should have done for the 89, I have no idea why the pilot didn't sing it because he sang a random song. But
Yeah, it was dumb. And they had already talked about the poem being on the piano.
yeah. But if they weren't going to do the singing, they should have had one, 5 little Indians doing that and have her say it as it went on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or they could go with the creepy voice saying it in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been interesting.
Did Fabian sing the...
Yeah.
He did, but he didn't
What
like
did he do?
Shelly. he
Them
He did like a rock and roll version of it, kind of. It was like a boogie woogie piano version of
I
it.
kind of remember that now. 74.
Right before he died.
Yeah, 74 didn't do it.
Yes.
Did he sing?
Do the right tune.
He
Okay.
played, the French guy played this very 70s love song that I thought was kind
That's
of
why
cool.
she thinks it's romantic.
She did like
it was
that.
kind of cool. The setting was cool. The house was cool. It just was too neat of a place to be for people to be getting killed.
Yeah.
Anyway, he played this song and set the mood, and then he went into the 10 Little Indians thing. So it was kind of odd there. Yeah.
For Fabian, from that point, you could see the guild.
Mm-hmm.
The 10 Little Indians.
When he sang.
He was like in drunken angst.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little bit like, you did see the thing of what did my manager get me into? Because he said his manager got the job for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to keep that tune, even if you boogie woogie it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Fabian did.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mr. French guy didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Fabian's a good actor.
He is.
Very
Yes,
good
he's
actor.
very good.
Isn't he the one that with the split personality?
On
Yes.
the Virginian, oh my word.
Yeah.
Traumatized me.
Yeah.
Very good acting.
But no, yeah, on that now I'm going to get kind of off on a rabbit trail, but that's why it was good to cast him in a murder mystery because he could really do that well. I remember on that episode, you fully don't know he's the one causing the crimes until the end.
No,
Till he
and
snaps in the end.
it kind of looks like him and stuff when you see it happening, but it's like, well, you must have a twin.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how does it totally messes with your brain, or did mine.
Yeah. Now, I could be totally off, and maybe somebody out there can find it. I remember watching a version of this movie.
And then there were none?
I think so.
Okay.
And it was similar to the statues in the 1945 version. Now, I don't think anybody else remembers this,
Okay.
but it was little kids singing the 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that. In fact, I thought that, what movie was that? It was scary.
It was creepy.
Yes,
it creeped me
was.
out so much.
So did we miss a version?
I don't know.
I think, isn't that this version?
No.
45?
The 45?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Because it just plays do 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 do. And every time one falls down, they go,
Yes.
da da Indian boys. It's really creepy.
Yes.
You're scaring me right now. It is.
Or was it the trailer for this? It might have been the trailer.
Maybe they did that for the trailer. They could have, but that does sound very familiar, Shelly.
Maybe.
Because
it
the
could
only-
have been. It might have been like a Miss Marple that they used it on.
Did they make this like a Miss Marple maybe? Because there are the Miss Marple movies too.
Yeah, because I know we watched those. I don't know. I just
It could
remember
have been.
that one creeped me out.
It could have been that actually, because the actual version. But I would think that would have came up when I searched it, because the only other versions that we didn't watch was one was foreign, and the other one was the Aidan Turner one.
When was the foreign one made?
I want to say it was before the 1989 version, but after the 1974 version, I think is what it said.
Yeah, no,
You're
this
gonna
was like
have to
black
search
and white.
out the trailer now and see if it was.
It was
from the
black and white.
trailer.
I can see the figurines.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they
the
were
same
like dark
figurines.
figurines.
I think
Weren't
it's the.
I thought
Oh,
they were dark and short.
it could have been.
I remember you guys talking about that, like you had watched it when I was at work or something. So this must be from some version.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
maybe it's too creepy. They just took it off of everything.
I thought nobody was gonna remember that but me, and that'd be even creepier.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but it wasn't on any of the versions that we
Yeah.
watched. I don't know. We'll have to see if there's a Miss Marple movie that they used that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Gilligan's Island version. I've watched
Yeah,
that
right?
one.
Right? Yep, me too.
They did it, and then there were none. What did they call it that? They called it something.
I
I
think
think
they
so.
called
or a
it, and-
play on it.
Yes, and oh wait,
What?
is that the one where we had to turn it off because he turned into a werewolf and I was like 7 and it scared me?
No, that's like
No.
a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde one, I think.
Yeah, no, it was in Then There Were None. Like
Yeah, it is called
storyline,
And
like
Then There Were
they
None.
kept disappearing on the island on
They
Gilligan's
get
Island.
like put in a cave.
Cake.
Cage? Is it a cage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, you're thinking of the one where they get taken to like a mad scientist's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
laboratory.
It's
Yeah.
similar to like the Happy Days one,
Yeah.
kinda.
With Dougie?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
it's a lot like that.
Isn't that the one where the gorillas capturing them?
Yes. Yes,
And
it's a
Then There Were
gorilla
None.
capturing them. I'm
Now,
pretty
is that the cage one? Because there's also one where they fall in a pit, where everybody falls in a pit and then Gilligan's alone.
Maybe that's it.
No,
I
that's
don't know.
the
I just
scary one.
remember-
That's the
that is.
scary one. Yeah.
Scary one.
It was.
You're gonna have to see what it actually looks like now.
It's probably no worse than Nutty Professor, but I know we had to turn it off when I was little.
That movie is scary. Well, this was a fun bonus episode for this month. Thank you, JLee, for once we watched them, it was kind of interesting and fun.
I'm always making them go outside their comfort zone.
But I recommend that you read the book, and then
Yes.
There Were None by Agatha Christie, and then please watch these versions and let us know which version is your favorite and which scenes you preferred.
And why?
Exactly.
Or if you like one actor over the other in it. Like Shelly obviously prefers Hugh O'Brien over
Okay, stop.
Okay, maybe Frank Stallone, maybe.
So thank you all for listening and joining in the discussion on our discussion group under the Sister Love Squadcast discussion group. Please join in on the conversation.
So before we go, what is everybody's favorite?
The Hugh O'Brien one.
Obviously.
I'm going to say 45 with a runner-up of the 65.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Well,
65.
65 because I only watched the 65 and the 89.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say 45 was the best again, and I'm going to agree that the 65 is good. Another thing about the 89 is they did put too many swear words in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like
They-
that either.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, they could
Unnecessary.
have easily kept it clean.
I couldn't watch the 89 that way. I just kept thinking, this is a dumb place for this to stay. So if that gets in your head,
Yep.
then the rest of the movie is like, I don't know, this bad staging.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
staging. And you can't, you know how you get that in thought and you can't get rid of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as it went on, I feel like I don't know. I wasn't inside his head, and I don't know what order they filmed it in, but I feel like Frank Stallone at least really thought that too.
He was
His
acting.
acting got lamer
I know.
Yes,
by the end.
it did.
It's like, when's this
Is
gonna be
lamer a
done?
word?
This is a mess.
More lame.
More lame, I
More
think.
lame.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think 1945 is the best.
Yep.
Agatha Christie was right.
She would know. She wrote it.
They
I
failed
guess
on
I'm the only one who disagrees.
You do like the Hugh O'Brien one
Yes.
better?
Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my word, guys.
I will say probably marketing wise it was better because of Hugh O'Brien. He had Wyatt Earp going on at that time, I believe. So he was popular. They cast Fabian. Both the girls were Bond girls. So, I mean,
It's not just because that frivolous reason. I honestly liked For One the Judge. I'm not saying that the 1945 isn't a great one too, but I'd say I like that one better.
You know what the best part of the 1945 one is? The kitty cat.
Oh my word, Elsie.
that has to do with one of the deaths, doesn't it?
I think it
Yes,
does.
It's supposed
yeah.
to.
It does, but it's not a mean kitty cat.
They had that in the 65.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah, there is. See, the kitty cat went home with Lombard and Vera. Yep, and that was their
Okay,
pet.
okay.
Yeah.
1945 wins, I think.
Yep.
Let us know what
5
you all
votes.
think. So we will see you, or we'll talk to you next week, and it will be a cover song comparisons episode.
That was my
So-
favorite.
I know
I
it
love
is.
those.
We still have to decide on the song, so stay tuned for that.
Alrighty. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless.